Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. On today's show, we're going to dissect a word where you probably think you understand the meaning. That word is used often. It makes headlines. In fact, it's a highly abused word, especially in the news. That word is the word economy. You've probably attended a talk on the state of the economy. I'm going to emphasize the economy, as if there's only one economy. Some economic indicators you've heard are things like gross domestic product, unemployment, workforce participation, consumer price index. All of these metrics are used to describe the state of the economy. Let's run a little retrospective on the last 12 months. This past year has been among the most tumultuous in economic terms in recent memory. In the United States, the economy experienced a loss of 22.36 million jobs over an 8-week period from February to April. That amounts to 14.7% of the workforce who lost their jobs. But these job losses were not uniform at all. The worst states were Michigan, Vermont, Nevada, and Hawaii, all having job losses exceeding 20% in a matter of weeks. Michigan was the worst of all at 23.8%. At the other end of the spectrum, Oklahoma, Wyoming, Nebraska, and the District of Columbia all had job losses less than 10%. Oklahoma lost the least at 8.5% of jobs lost from February to the trough in April. Let's look at the recovery from April to December. How many of the lost jobs were recovered? Well, the results vary widely here as well. Some states, like New Mexico, only recovered 31% of the lost jobs during the pandemic. Texas recovered 64.4% of the lost jobs, and Idaho and Utah recovered 102% and 103.6% of the lost jobs respectively. That's right, Utah and Idaho, the economic downturn has been erased like it never happened. So for the year ending December 31st, 2020, Hawaii is down 13.8% for the year, and Utah and Idaho are up 0.6% for the year. No, there is no one single economy. For those who have lost their jobs and exhausted their unemployment benefits and burned through their savings and maxed out their credit cards, they probably even dipped into their retirement savings in order to make ends meet. For them, the current conditions are among the hardest maybe they've experienced in their life. For the vast majority, those who have jobs, who kept their jobs, kept their income, they don't have much to spend it on. Their personal savings rate across the U.S. went from an average of 7% before the pandemic to a peak of 35% during the middle of the pandemic, before settling out to an average savings rate of 18% for the year. Not surprisingly, with all that extra cash in the system, few places to spend it, credit card debt reduced by about 12% across the nation. See, there's not one single economy. There's a number of macroeconomic forces that are at play. They'll disrupt the current situation. Imagine taking a chessboard, throwing all the pieces up in the air, and seeing where they land. That's what we've been through. Some of the chess pieces will land in a vulnerable spot. Others will land in a winning location. That's called luck. And if we look at the random nature of that jump ball situation, there's going to be winners and losers. But all of that neglects that we have agency, that we have the power to change our own personal direction to adapt to the market conditions as they exist on the ground. That agency means we can make conscious decisions to play defense and wait it out, or to play offense and capitalize on the market conditions. So what does that mean? Business is nothing more than a sport of solving problems that people are willing to spend money to solve. If you can be seen in the market as a credible solution to a given problem, you can do good business. If there's a shortage of snow shovels in Texas, the enterprising supplier of snow shovels will do good business. If there's a shortage of single-family homes, then ask yourself, what can I do about that? You might stumble across an opportunity and do good business. If there's a business owner with a good business but a weak cash position, maybe you can ask yourself, well, what can I do about that? If there's pent-up demand for people to have a great wedding experience, you can ask yourself, what can I do about that? The economy is literally an all-you-can-eat buffet of opportunity. But if you typecast yourself as having only one thing to offer the market, that might not be what the market's looking for right now. So for example, if you identify as a flight attendant and only as a flight attendant, the market might not be needing that problem to be solved right now. The market doesn't care that you're a flight attendant when demand for air travel is down by 90%. It's not the market's job to come to you. It's your job to solve a business problem that people are willing to pay money to have solved. When you look at the world through that lens, the economy is irrelevant. In fact, there is no economy. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.